What's happening, everybody? Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to day 23 of albums that are 30 years old in 2023 as we look back on the year 1993. We've got 31 days here in March. We picked out our 31 favorite albums released in 1993 that are celebrating their 30th birthdays or their 30th anniversaries, however you like to look at it, this particular year. So today we're going to take a look at an album that came out August 30th, 1993. It was the third album released from this band, produced by the band alongside Mark Pinsky, recorded at Pro Media Studios in Gainesville, Florida, for Metal Blade Records here in the States, Music for Nations overseas. It was also reissued later on Relapse Records. I'm talking about Elements from Atheist. That's right. Atheist, one of the trailblazing bands that kind of rose out of the Florida death metal scene, although to my ears, I don't know if I always categorize Atheist as a death metal band. I guess they kind of are. The first two albums are more death metal. This album, to me, is much, much more of a progressive metal album, technical metal album, thrash metal album, as well as like a shit ton of jazz fusion on this album. I mean, Atheists have always been known as one of the bands that really kind of push the boundaries on what you can do in extreme metal, incorporating lots of technical arrangements and both jazz and prog fusion, kind of guitar solos and bass solos and arrangements and things like that. And this album is just like off the charts as far as like the technicality and the amount of kind of jazz fusion bits that are included in here, really complicated little things, a lot of Latin rhythms. I mean, you listen to parts of this album and it almost sounds like Return to Forever gone metal, right? Kind of strange. So, but really, really good. So here we've got in the band for this album, we've got the leader of the band, Kelly Schaefer, on lead vocals and rhythm guitar. You got three guitarists in this band at this point in time. Rand Berkey on lead guitar, Frank Emmy on lead guitar, the great Tony Choi on bass guitar, an amazing, amazing bass player. And then in playing drums on the entire album, drums and percussion, we've got Josh Greenbaum on, like I said, drums and percussion. So killer stuff. We've got 12 tracks on here. What's really interesting about this album is you get the main tracks, which are all like anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes long, and interspersed with all of these like shorter instrumentals that again are another example for the guitar players in the band to work some amazing stuff. So it starts off with the track Green. You got Green and then Water are the first two tracks, and both of those are really intricate, like kind of like stop start herky jerky, thrashy, again, whether you call them death metal or not, because Kelly's got this voice. It's not really a growl. To me, it's more like a gruff kind of thrash vocal. Not that different from, say, bands like Dark Angel or Megadeth or, and any of those, some of the Bay Area bands had this kind of gruff delivery. A lot of the thrash bands around that time had. So it's not that much different on this album. It's not quite death metal growls. But and there's not like these big pounding riffs. It's these three guitar players that are weaving all these kind of really intricate, complex licks and riffs and things. This is not big sledgehammer riffing going on here. And the bass is like weaving over the guitars, really complicated stuff. Very, very cool to listen to. And I love the little kind of like these little jazz fusion leads that are thrown all over the place, these little jazzy breaks that just happen in here, these little like moments of like atmosphere and tranquil kind of passages in between the more metallic stuff, and these, like I said, these like crazy like little jazz guitar solos mixed in the metal, and then you got the furious drumming going on, really wild stuff. You got Samba Brisa, which is a like 2-minute instrumental, total like Latin jazz. Very, very cool stuff. And again, Tony Choi's bass work, just absolutely off the charts. So melodic. Really, really great. Then you got one of the longer tracks on the album, which is called Air, which is crushingly heavy, very thrashy, very cool stuff, very complicated. Then you got, more like kind of instrumental stuff. You get like these blazing, like electric guitar instrumentals. Displacement's one of them. Another one is See You Again. You also have Fractal Point, right? All these cool little instrumentals. So guitar lovers, you're going to really dig this album. Other of the main tracks, which are really good, Animals are a really good song, Fire is very cool, and the last track, which is Elements, is another excellent, excellent song. Pretty heavy. There's nothing bludgeoningly heavy on this album like standard technical death metal album, but it is heavy. It does have a ferocity to it, but it's very, very sophisticated. Like I said, the arrangements are very, very complex. This is really, really good stuff. I think for anybody who is interested in very kind of complex music, and especially complex, metal music, definitely check these guys out. And if you have an appreciation for really exquisite guitar work and jazz fusion guitar work, again, the vocals are on the gruff side, but there's so much jaw-dropping musicality going on with this band. It's hard to ignore. So I think if you guys gave this a chance, you'd probably dig some of it. At least listen to some of the instrumentals, right? If nothing else, just so you can hear the kind of the virtuosity of this band. Go check out right off the bat. Check out Samba Briza, Samba Briza. Okay, that's kind of like the Latin fusion one. Displacement's another one. See You Again's another one. And Fractal Point, that's a quick one. But check out any of the main tracks on here. Really, really good. Elements by Atheist. It's their third album. It would be their final album for quite a while. They came back in more recent times, but they were gone from the scene for, a decade and a half, right? So quite a long time. But a really good one. To me, they never released a bad album. All their studio albums are really, really strong. They're all a little bit different from each other, but this is definitely the one that goes furthest into kind of prog and jazz fusion, right? And just like technical metal. But a good one. So that's my pick for today. If you are a fan already, let us know what you think of Elements by Atheist in the comments below. If you haven't listened to it, not quite sure what they're all about, go and check them out. Listen to them here on YouTube. The whole album's available. And see what you think, and then come back. Let us know what you think. But also, list your pick for today. Day 23, as we march our way on to day 31. We'll finish up the month. We'll give you some honorable mentions. And then for the month of April, we're going to do a daily show where each and every day I'm going to be counting down my favorites. What do we have in April? How many days we got in April? Let's find out right now. 30 days in April. I'm going to be giving you my top 30 favorite riff masters in all of rock history. So those guys that are my favorite guys when it comes to creating some delicious riffs. It's going to be Guitar Player Month all month. Each day I'm going to give you another one of my favorite guitar riff masters, as well as my 3 favorite riffs from that guitar player in each and every episode. So that's going to be fun compiling that list, right? So I got to get started on it. I haven't yet. I got it kind of brewing in my head, all the usual suspects, but then there's a lot more. There's a ton of them. So I got to kind of whittle it down to 30 because these will be my favorite 30. So yeah. So anyway, so get working on your end. Your favorite 30 guitar players who created your favorite riffs, and then for each player that you name each and every day, you're going to have to tell us your favorite 3 riffs from that guitar player. So, and this, anybody can play this, right? You don't have to be a guitar player to be able to think of your favorite riffs from your favorite guitar Rifforama masters, right? So that's kind of what we're doing. So stay tuned for that. Coming up in just a little bit, right? We're just a little over a week away from that. So thanks for watching. Visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube all together all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as it posts. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Very, very important in the whole YouTube algorithm thing. We also have down below in the video description the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations as well as our merch page. So thanks in advance, and we'll see you tomorrow morning with another album that is 30 years old in 2023, followed by Friday morning at the Funhouse with Martin Popoff. Till then, I am Pete Pardo. Have a good rest of the day, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.